Next, from Lake Elsinore, we have Mr. Bob Brady.
Well, good morning, and it's a pleasure, and I appreciate the opportunity to be here today. I was a last-minute add to the card, so that's probably why you didn't see my name on the invitation sheet. Before I get started, I'm a Rotarian. How many other Rotarians do we have in the room here? Okay. How many are wearing your pins? Oh, okay. There's a fine. There's a couple extra bucks that you can make there, Gene. Just wanted to start out, just share a little bit about Lake Elsinore in terms of our revenues. And we have seen a modest increase in our revenues, and our property tax has basically stayed about the same. We've seen our sales tax increase slightly, and we took a lot of steps to cut back during the past few years. And we've actually increased our reserve a little bit, and we're at about $7 million in reserve, which is about 28% of our total budget. So we're in a healthy position. We just adopted a balanced budget, and we did not have to borrow from our reserves this year, which we're very happy about. We've seen an increase in our sales tax, and again, sales tax, as Rick had mentioned, and property tax are our biggest revenues that we have. And again, sales tax is very important to us, as is all the other cities up here, as well as a major source of revenue. And again, we encourage you to shop in Lake Elsinore as often as possible, and as all these other cities will do as well. But again, that's where the services come from that we need to provide to the community, and the services that the residents and the business owners demand, and that we need to continue to provide. Although our revenues have dropped, we've maintained our services. We have not cut services to the community. We've had to go through layoffs, and I was impressed by the number of staff members that these other cities were able to bring with them. If I did that, I probably would have to close half a city hall. So it's impressive to see the people that you can bring, but just envious. But we're actually doing pretty well. We've done some things. Our city council has taken some measures to put us in a stronger financial position. We have had to make some cuts, but again, we have not cut services. We are funding this year as well, adding water to the lake. We're putting in about $162,000 to maintain our lake level, and we do this in cooperation with the EVMWD. And again, the lake is a major component of our community, and that's something that we need to maintain. And again, as part of the budget, the public safety is our #1 priority. And again, this is probably the #1 priority in most communities, but through our police and our fire as well, law enforcement is very important to us. We've maintained our budgets for both of these. We've worked with our sheriff's department. We do have, which is very unique to our city, is a lake marine patrol. And so we've worked with them to use reserve officers, and we were able to get a different rate for that service as well, and be able to save about $100,000. And again, just want to give credit to the Sheriff's Department for working with us on that as well. And our public safety, police and fire, again, it's very important to us. We're one of the safest, we have a very safe communities. Our crime rate has continued to go down over the last 5 years, and we're very proud of that fact. And once again, I mean, because of the dedication and commitment that our city council has made to fund the public safety services, it's very important. Wanted to move on to some of our residential development, and I know this has been, in terms of development, there really isn't much development going on. Residential is the one bright spot that we do have. Our commercial, we have a little bit of retail commercial that we had just completed a Walgreens that's adjacent to our near our stadium, and turned out very beautiful. But our big area is in our residential. We do have residential development going on in the Canyon Hills area, Albert Hill area, and also in our Summerlee tract as well, which is near the stadium. And again, it's not a whole large number of permits being pulled, but there are new permits being pulled for new residential, and we're pleased to see that occurring. We have D.R. Horton, Richmond American are also working within the city as well, have a couple of projects going on, and we're working with them on a few others as well. We also have an affordable housing project that we're constructing in our downtown area. And this is through the use of our redevelopment funds and in partnership with Redevelopment in building this. It's 113 units that we're building. It's under construction right now. Should be completed by May of 2012. And I just want to make a comment about the redevelopment, and Gene alluded to that we're being, what was the word that you used? Pilfered. They're stealing and robbing us is what they're doing, and the state has continued to do this for a number of years, and they couldn't really take it before in terms of the stealing. I actually called it, they decided to basically try to murder redevelopment and eliminate it, and so that was the other way they did it. They've taken over the years over tens of millions of dollars in redevelopment funds from the city of Lake Elsinore. This year alone, it's at $7.4 million. And this is money that could be gone back into the community for development, for projects, for infrastructure, for housing. And again, the state continues to take money to balance their budget and really to grow their government as well, whereas we've had to cut ours back. And each of these cities up here, I know, have taken measures and steps to do that, to cut back. Yet at the same time, the state has this addiction and habit that they can't break, and they're balancing their budget, or trying to balance it at least on the backs of the cities. I'll leave that alone for right now. I don't want to give you my opinion on that.
It's okay.
We know.
I just wanted to mention the Summerly project. This is the 700-acre project, 1,500 homes approximately in the back basin area adjacent to the Diamond Baseball Stadium. This had gone through a bankruptcy, Lang Homes. Macmillan Communities have come in, taken over this project. There's actually nine homes currently occupied out there. We have several guest builders that are working out there now. Richmond American has just completed their models, and Beezer Homes has received their approval for their project as well. So we're excited about seeing this project move forward again, and it's going to be a very nice, well-planned community, and it'll be adjacent to the Summerly Links golf course as well. So it'll be a nice addition to the community. One of the things that we're also looking to do as well is the city, we want to continue to bring more sales tax revenue, more jobs to the city. And one of the things that we're looking at is in terms of additional retail users. We went this year with our Chamber of Commerce and went to the ICSC Recon Convention in Las Vegas, and we talked to a number of retailers, and we've got some pretty good leads that we're excited about. Nothing I can really mention at this point, but we're working again. We want to bring these retailers, we want to bring new businesses, we want to bring jobs to our community as well. And this is one area, not only to help with the sales tax, but also that job base that we desperately need in this area also. We also have some public investment that's going on in our community. I just listed a few up here. One of the big ones that I did want to highlight is our boat launch. We're building a new boat launch adjacent to our campground facility. It's an $8 million boat launch. It'll give considerably more access to the lake. And again, we're trying to improve the access to the lake, the revenues that the lake can generate for the community as well. The quality of the lake. I don't know how many have ever actually been out on the lake itself. Well, that's good to see. That's good. For those of you that haven't, we'll need to arrange some tours if that would be something maybe that everyone would like to do. But it's the water quality has really improved on the lake. Fortunately, Mother Nature cooperated this past year and was able to fill the lake came up about 15 feet. And again, that was very beneficial because the deeper water levels, the lake functions more effectively. We get this cycle of algae growing in the lake, which tends to deplete the oxygen in the water, kills off the fish, and then it's a cycle that occurs. But with the higher lake levels, with the systems, we've got an aeration system that's been put in the lake. We actually have some fans that circulate the water in the lake as well. So the water quality has actually been very good. And I know a lot of people look at it and think, well, it looks still kind of green. Well, it's still very healthy. It's just that's just what the lake looks like. It's not contaminated. It's safe to have body contact. We have a lot of water skiers. We just finished up the jet boat races out there a couple weekends ago, which were very successful. And so the lake is doing well. We also have a cable ski park that has been approved, and they're under the process right now, going through the environmental review process. This will be in the inlet channel, so they actually have a cable going around. You can wakeboard, you can water ski, and it'll pull you around just kind of like a tow rope does for the snow skiing. So it's a very interesting concept, and we're excited about getting that started, and that'll be adjacent to the Lake Point Park. One of the other things, again, as I'm talking about the lake, we have a number of recreation and tourism opportunities in Lake Elsinore. And again, I know there are a lot of things that we're dealing with the recession and what's going on now, and I just wanted to mention some of the positive things that we have, some of the things that you can do right in our own backyard here. And we've got a professional baseball team, we've got a motocross track that's just opening up, we've got you can go skydiving if you want, there's sailplanes, hang gliders, we've got bowling, golf, water skiing, jet skiing, we've got the jet boat races I mentioned, we've got fishing, and one thing that we've added just recently is bow fishing. And this is done in part of kind of an extreme sport. It's just basically bow and arrow, and you can fish for carp. And part of that is we want to get rid of the carp out of the lake. The carps they're a bottom feeder, and they tend to stir up the nutrients in the water, and again, it comes back to that algae thing. So we've got a number of bow fishers that have been very successful out there removing pounds and pounds of fish at a time. And I actually got a call from somebody very concerned that there's some person out in a boat just off the property. They could see it from their house, and he was out there with a bow and arrow, and they didn't know what he was doing. And so I had to explain what this bow fishing is allowed, and they're pulling fish out of the lake. And some of those carp are pretty big. So if you like to bow fish or would like to try it, it is allowed in Lake Elsinore now, so we would invite you to come down and participate in another extreme sport. So, I just, again, I want to thank you for the opportunity to be here today. I'll be happy, I'm sure we'll be answering questions as well. But there are a number of challenges that the cities are facing in terms of their operations and running theirs and providing the services to the to the residents, to the business owners, to the property owners. And a lot of people say, well, cities should be run more like private sector businesses. And Marcia, please don't take offense at this or any other elected officials, but I always say, well, if that's the case, then we need to get rid of the elected officials, because we need to run it more like a private business. But anyway, it is a challenge. It's a time that it is exciting to try to figure out how to run the cities more efficiently and with what we have, and also to try to make it better for you as the business operators, business owners, people who are working in the community as well, to try to help sell our communities. One other thing I did want to mention is that we have partnered and actually had real good support in working with our school district, and very proud of our school district also, because they have increased their test scores significantly. I have some of the highest test scores in Riverside County. I think Tuscany Elementary School had the highest test score, I believe, in Riverside County as well, over 900. And again, very, very proud of that fact with the 3 school districts in the area here in Southwest Riverside County. That makes a huge difference in terms of attracting people who want to relocate to this area when they're looking for various amenities. That's one key factor that people do look at. So we are very proud of that fact in our school district as well. So again, thank you for the opportunity to speak with you today, and thank you very much.